once you have your list, you know exactly who your target audience is. In the case of us right now, what we're doing is recruiting from some high schools in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So I've got the school names figured out now. So I've already figured out my target audience. It could be a college. So we've got the schools here. What you want to do is just find the lists of individuals that you know attend that school. So if we were doing a college, for instance, one of the colleges that I'm going to do is Northern Michigan University. What I'll do is I'll jump over to sports, and then basically we'll just look for their sports roster. So I actually haven't looked at all yet, so we'll see if I can find it really quickly. Boom, sports, look at that, basketball, cross country, golf, there's men's and women's. So basically what we would do in this case, so let's do women's basketball. So I'll do one for college and I'll do one for high school. Now with college, it's basically my target audience is almost everyone in college. It's nice if they're a freshman or a sophomore, but it's not a huge big deal if they're not. So what's kind of cool is let's just look up Elizabeth. So right now I am going to jump over to my phone and I'm going to pull up Facebook. We're going to open it up here and type in Elizabeth. Oh, if I can spell it. And so I'll do this while just like watching TV and whatnot. Cool. So you can see what's kind of cool is she went to Marshall Middle School, and you can see on here her hometown was in Marshall as well too, which is a nice part about doing colleges is generally the hometown. And all you're simply going to do is add a friend, and then you're off to the races. So that is all we need to do as far as figuring out for the colleges. High schools is a little bit more involved. With high schools, what I like to do is go to a website called maxpreps.com. So in here, you can just simply search, and I broke this up so that my assistants who are helping me do some of this recruiting, I can literally just copy the school name then, because I broke it up like that. And yep, we don't want a free account, go away. Holy schnikes, go away. Alright, anyway, so we're just going to paste this school name in there. Boom, shows up. And then we're going to look up here. So they've got all their teams. Again, you've got boys and girls, and then there's the varsity teams. Now with high school, the reason why you want to be really careful with high schools is if we go into roster for the basketball team, you want to make sure you sort it by the grade. And now, by the way, this is not the best website. Sometimes different schools, I know like in Wisconsin, we've got a wissports.net. It actually, I think, has a better interface than this one, and it's specifically Wisconsin schools. You may find better websites, but the goal is just to find athletes who are now going to be seniors. But let's look at this. This is varsity 2018 and 2019. So these guys are graduating this year. So these seniors are going to be people that I'll want to add on Facebook. And then what's cool is, there it is. We can go to 2018, 2019 varsity as well. So I'll have my people do that. You want to go back to that and check out the roster. Not all of these are going to have people in them, by the way. Some of these sites are good at updating them. Sometimes they're not. Whoop, I did wrong year. I wanted to do this one. 2017, 2018. So this is last year. And I'll jump into the roster. So if I'm working with, I want graduating high school seniors, then those are going to be the juniors here. And then if I want the freshmen in college, then I can snag these seniors as well too. So what I'm going to do is look up all of these people on Facebook, like you saw with my mobile. I do that on mobile because it's pretty fast, and I can keep this up on my desktop and just check the name. So whether we're doing it on Max Preps or simply just the college website like this, we want to make sure we have our targeted individuals. I know that Elizabeth is someone that I'd like to recruit or message, and so we're going to add her. Then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go and create a list. So on Facebook, you want to go create your friend list. And if you're adding people for the first time, so this is going to be, what was the name of the school? Northern Michigan University. We're going to Northern Michigan University, and we're going to make this one our primary list. So you can see I've created a couple of lists here. So Northern Michigan University are going to be all the people that I've added back from Northern Michigan when I've searched for their name specifically. So primary means I know that they are my target audience. Now you'll see that I've created a couple of extra lists. You'll want to do this eventually as you start adding people back. So I've got a secondary list. These are for people that I'm not 100% certain they're in my target market, but I'm pretty damn certain. And then as you move people from list to list, you may need to do something like this. So I'm going through my primary people and then I'm moving them to a re-added done list. So you use these just to keep everything in sync. You'll want to make sure you have these, especially as you have messaged people, right? You're going to have lists for everything. Lists are huge in Facebook. The only thing is you can only do this on your desktop to create a list. So make sure you create this list before adding those people back. Now I'm going to jump back over to my phone. So what will happen over time is you will get people slowly adding you back then. If you're doing it by searching, they're going to be slow to add you back. If you're doing it by the Facebook Toolkit, which we'll talk about later for your secondary market, you will have 20, 30, 40 notifications within an hour of people adding you back. So let's just jump into this one. What I'm doing right now is the Facebook Toolkit stuff. So it's going to be adding back pretty quickly. So you can see there's a couple in here. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to add these people to this one. This guy, this is kind of like my junk list. He's a graduate teaching assistant, so he's one of the last people I'll probably send a message to. So using this, you can actually sift through people. So we're going to click on Alex here. She currently studies there. It looks like she's going to school. So she's a current person. She's in my target market. And I'm just going to hit this next to the message button. There's a little dude with a check mark. That's your friend. And then click on the friends button and then edit friends list. And since this is a Facebook Jumpstart person, normally if I was searching their name, I'd add them to primary, but we're going to put them on a secondary list because this was done by the Facebook Toolkit. And so is this person, and so you can see how you can really quickly jump between two devices, and you'll be using your phone to add them correctly back to the list. Now here's the big reason why you want to make sure you keep your lists in good action is you can lose people really quickly. So as you're adding people and then sending them messages, it's nice to know what target audience you're in. Plus, this is a really good way to find out how much your list is growing. So when you check on your list now, you have 218 people. You can add that to the other members to give yourself a full friend count. So you know how many people you can message. So you can see I'm growing my list as fast as I can, and that is the first portion of what we want to do is grow these lists as fast as humanly possible, and then we'll start interacting with them later.